Thank you
so much.
Somebody has started recording. I think Magendran, have you started recording?
Anna, yes, Anna.
Oh, great. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Okay. Yes, started recording.
I'm so sorry, Renu. Please go ahead.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, thank you so much. Rameshji, it just shows your friend circle, 117 people here. And this is all a response, not for my talk. I know it's a response for Ramesh's call. Thank you so much. And see, it's so useful to have such a influential and friend with a lot of contact. We have such a huge gathering here. Thank you so much. A casual conversation I didn't know would come to this. I'm really happy, and if people benefit from this, I really consider myself blessed. Thank you, Farzana ji, for giving such a beautiful introduction, and Mr. Balu for giving us this platform, to make it easy for Mr. Ramesh to take it ahead. And actually, when I saw that video, there was a clean glass of water in it, and that is how we are born with, and then mud starts getting accumulated as we live. But I would differ a little here. And whatever I speak today, no doubt I have read books, I have understood from books, but right now, what I speak and what I share is all from the book of my experience. It's out of experience that I talk, not out of any knowledge from any book. It definitely started off with knowledge from the book, but today it has become mine because out of practice, I've gained this experience and I talk out of my experience. So please trust me. First of all, there are a lot of impressions within us, which actually causes this problem where we, develop a system full of thoughts, wanted, unwanted, both are available. But how is it first place? How is it actually there with us? It's not that we are all born with a clean slate. It is not so, because we know one thing. Many of us here may not believe in the concept of birth and rebirth. But let us just go into some aspects before we understand how these impressions are formed. See, science says that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can be changed from one form to another. So what was that energy that brought me here? And from here, where do I go? There are different planes of existence or different forms of this energy converting. But I do not totally annihilate, or I didn't come from nothing or nowhere. So there is something that transformed into me, what I am today, and I transform into something else when I actually get out of this body. So when we come into this plane of existence from somewhere, from a different form of existence, we do bring some backlog. That could be from our previous existences, whatever the existence may be, a human form or a non-human form. We do carry it from there. Otherwise, you cannot explain this fact where somebody is born as a total pauper, which can have nothing to eat, and another one born into a king's family with all the wealth and riches. It is very injustice. It is injustice, isn't it, to be keeping two people in two different situations for no reason, isn't it? So that this should give us an understanding that there is something that we bring along that makes us be where we are presently in our life. So that's a very important thing. And the second thing that should make us understand this concept is birth of twins. We have seen twins, they grow in the same womb, the same environment. And if they're brought up together in one house, they are given the same exposure, the same education, the same food, the same teaching from the family. But still, as we grow, as we see them grow, they grow into totally different individuals, sometimes diametrically opposite in nature, maybe not in their looks. So how does that explain? It's not a given environment, a given situation that makes a person be a certain way, but there is something that we carry which has an impact. But there are good things that we can work upon it. And we should also understand that there is no effect without a cause. Cause has to be there. That is the truth of the existence in this plane earth. There is a cause for an effect. So many a times when we don't find cause, we are disturbed. Oh, why did this happen to me? Why me? That's a question most of us have. But we need to remember this, that there is a cause. And just by the small understanding that there is a cause for an effect gives us a strength to face the effect. And another thing that we have to understand is when we have certain impressions or thoughts, we brand it as good and bad, positive and negative, because this world is full of opposites, up and down and tall and short. So we brand it as good and bad. And we always want the bad things not to be there. But if you look at how evolution happens, we have a good experience and a bad experience. But evolution and selection is done for the bad or the bitter moments or the bitter experience. This is nature's way of protecting us, because the bitter moment or a bitter experiences has a lesson so that you're very, very careful in the future not to allow that to repeat. So nature selects by nature the negative, the bad. It is in a way to protect you. It's not wrong. That is nature's choice. Now, we as human beings have mind. So if nature naturally has done some selection, can we not go beyond that? We can. It's possible only by human beings to do that, to go beyond, because an automatic selection is not what we are made for. We are made for higher things. So another aspect of good and bad here is we need to understand not to brand it as good and bad. Let us understand that it is just there and accept. Let me put an example. Supposing, let's call fear as an emotion. We all call it as a negative emotion, isn't it? Oh, one should be fearless. But should we really be fearless? And at what stage? If a child of 11, 12 years has no fear, and it can jump off from a building, it can take a scooter and go with full speed and have an accident, it's the fear that stops the child, or the injury of the past. That fear stops the child from even harming himself. Now, do we call fear negative or positive? It is all depending on the situation. So it's all about, and when the child grows up to a stage where it can understand what is right and wrong, and it come what may, will not speed at 100, 100, 200 into a city, then nature says the fear here is not required by this being. He's grown beyond it, and fear gets removed automatically. So another important lesson here is, when a situation we are posed with, learn lessons. The situation goes away faster, because every situation comes to us with a lesson. It's here to give us a lesson. So that is another important thing that we have to understand. So we thought previously we spoke about how a bad or a negative or a fearful impressions are first picked up than the good ones. Let us see what it does and why we need to work on this. Supposing you have some situation where somebody has insulted you in front of some public or some people. You're very hurt. It's very painful. You go back home, you cry, and you have your loved ones console you, soothe you and say it's okay. And slowly you kind of, work yourself out of it and get into your regular activity. But many times in life, when you're free, when you sit back and you want to relax, and that thought of insult in front of so many people arises, you go through the same pain that you went through when you actually were insulted. When you were insulted, you went through pain, you went through sorrow, and there was a set of hormonal imbalance that happened in your body, in your mind, which actually caused some damage. Now, when the situation is not there, the memory of it is making you relive the moment and creating the same impact of imbalance and hurt. So you're going through a negative emotion. You're going through all the imbalances that happened in a situation which is not even existing now. That is a work of memory, which keeps raising the same thing again and again and again. This is what puts us into what we call a sympathetic drive mode. Sympathetic nervous system is more active than the parasympathetic because of all these things: stress, strain, fear. This puts your mind into a fight or the flight mode. So you are under a sympathetic drive. That has an umpteen number of imbalances that it can create in your body, leading further on to disease. So that is the conjuncture we need to understand of the mind over body. So it's very, very important that we work to not relive those moments again and again. And how is that possible? That's a very big question. Many people, when I tell about meditation, I talk a lot about heartfulness meditation. I hear this very common answer. This, doctor, we've also known about heartfulness meditation or any meditation, especially in India. Even a newborn knows what meditation is and importance of meditation. But the difficulty in practicing meditation, the minute you close your eyes, you have all these stress and the impressions and pain, and what you don't want to remember is what surfaces up. So they say it's better to watch a television. I'm not thinking of all these negative things which disturbs me. So this is a very, very big problem which stops you from getting the positive benefit of meditation. Now, how do we do this? See, memory is not something that you can get out of. You will have memory of it. But the emotion associated with memory, like we call it, brand it as good and bad. Emotions also have negative emotions and positive emotions, which have an impact on us. If this emotion does not arise, you remember, if you take off some light incidences in school, you remember we ate chocolate in school during the class hour and we were made to kneel down and we're all laughing together, friends. Because that memory, though we were punished that day, has not left a bitter impact now, or we've crossed over that. So the memory is not giving you any pain. The emotion of pain is not attached with that memory. Similarly, any memory not attached with any emotion failed to leave any impact on your mind or body. That is what we need to achieve. That is how the backlog starts getting cleared off from you. You don't relive. You relive the moment again and again and cause the same damage. It is impossible to remove the memory of it. How do you remember? How do you forget what has happened? Something which has left a deep impact, but the emotion associated with it can definitely be changed. And that is done with a technique, what we call as rejuvenation cleaning. This is from the Heartfulness Institute, which I do volunteer work for. And I've been associated with this organization past 18 years. This is an organization which has its presence worldwide, and we teach this free of cost worldwide. Anywhere, anybody above 15 years, please call us. We'll be happy to come and serve you, teach you this, and not just teach you, but stay with you lifelong, week on week, to give you these sittings for your lifetime. And that's our word from Heartfulness Institute. So this is where I learned this technique of rejuvenation cleaning. And when I first heard about this rejuvenation cleaning, I literally laughed at it. Because being a doctor, it was very difficult for me to kind of accept something like that I give a set of instruction to my mind and it can happen this way. And I laughed at it, but I thank myself that I was willing to try it. And that gave small change. The first time I did, there's something. I couldn't put my finger on it, but I said, yes, there's something in this. I could feel some difference. I went on. Practice always has a cumulative effect. And it really liberated me from within. And it's so beautiful. Life became beautiful after that. My perspective changed. My outlook towards life changed. So I also feel today I no more form those impressions. Because you're cleaning off and removing the past impressions, there are new ones that can form. So I've also noticed that the new ones are not forming. So now let us see how these impressions are formed and how we can work to remove this. Then I'll request all of you all to join me for a session of 15-20 minutes where I will give you a guided rejuvenation cleaning technique. You can all join me, experience yourself firsthand. So before that, I'll just explain how these impressions are formed. One is, yes, we spoke of what we might have carried from the past as we took birth in this plane. That is a cause, that is there in your causal body. There are other things which we form impressions. Now, how do we form these impressions? Let's take an example. You're walking on a road, talking to your friend, and suddenly you look at a building and you say, so what a beautiful building. It looks so nice. The second day when you're going for a walk, wow, it's so nice. It's made a deeper impact. Third day, I wish I had a building of this kind, a house of this kind. That goes on for a few days. And then you say, no, someday I will have it. So you walked on it again and again and again, and you formed an impression within yourself that, yes, I will have it. How does this impression get removed? Is only when you have that house. And that house, if you do not complete it in this life, you will have to come back to complete it. You have to go through it. So when that impression expresses or manifests itself, then it is cleared of you. But now look at it in a different way. Now you're trying to make your building. You got some money, you're trying to build this building. What impression you had, you're trying to recreate something like that. And in the process, you notice that, there may be some money shortage. There may be so many things, you might go into the wrong path to earn some money, or in the process of all the stress of finishing the construction, you might hurt many people. You may be very unmindful of what you're doing to others. And these lead to another set of impressions that you form within yourself. And this becomes a vicious cycle. By the time you redeem yourself of one, you're forming another 100 more. How do we get out of this? You're in a whirlpool. So it's very important to remove them. And how do we do? Why I'm stressing on this is when I explain the technique and do, like how I got this doubt. Is it possible? I give a suggestion to like this, can it happen? Is what was my doubt. There is a saying in Kannada, if there is a thorn that is pricked into your leg, you have to use another thorn to remove it. Mullanna mullinda tegibeku is what is told. So you need to remove these impressions exactly the way you formed it. You used your mind, you used your willpower. No, I will have this building, I will build it. Is that not your willpower that took the impression inside? Now use the same willpower to remove it out of you. And that is the whole process. And believe me, every day you start doing this, one day you miss, you can feel a difference. It feels something not very light like how I used to be. And every day you start doing, once you finish cleaning, rejuvenation cleaning, you will see that lightness within yourself. You feel light and you're so open to life. And slowly, see, we are what we are because of what we have or within us, impressions. As that starts going, we open up. We have no boundaries to ourselves. We don't frame ourselves. And that is when we can truly, truly be universal beings. And that is what India as a culture spoke of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. You truly become a part of that universal family with no boundaries. You become more empathic to understanding others. And that is a very easy way of bringing in universal peace. So it's a very simple technique. We generally, when it is more simple, mind is so complicated that it cannot believe that simple things can work. We think of complicated things. So let us experience this simple technique. I'll take you all through this process of guided cleaning. I will be instructing you how to do it, and you do it yourself. Okay, and then at the end of 15-20 minutes, I will say that's all, and I'll ask you to open your eyes. Then some of you can share your experiences, and also I will take question answers after the session. And how you can take it further, how you can get more guidance, more support to go through this is what I feel. Is that okay with all? Big number, 124. I hope it is okay with all. So let us go through this process of guided cleaning. Now, how do we do this cleaning? Like I said, you use your willpower. We close our eyes. We sit in a relaxed position. And you use your willpower and give a suggestion to yourself. And that suggestion I will tell you as I take you through the process. You give a suggestion and keep your mind focused on it. I request you all, this is definitely going to be one experience of a lifetime. Please close yourself in your room. Do not allow anybody to disturb you. It's about 20 minutes to go through it. Put your heart and soul into it and do it. Because if you see that difference now, there is all possibility that you embrace this for life. And that can be a very important change in life. And this moment can be a life-changing moment for each one of us. Okay, so let us go through this process. It is simple. First, we close our eyes. You listen to the instruction. Then again, I will take you through guided cleaning. So first, we close our eyes, center ourselves within ourselves for a minute or two. Then you give a suggestion to your willpower that all impurities, complexities, darkness is going out of your back. When we say back, from the top of the crown to the tip of the tailbone, complete back, you imagine smoke going out of your system. Push it out As you keep doing it in some time, say about 8-10 minutes, you can accelerate this. And you can literally try to visualize a dark smoke going out of your back, which is carrying out all the negativity impressions from your system. Allow that to happen for some time. Then I will guide you in between this, where you give another suggestion that from the front, a positive divine energy is entering your whole system and it is occupying your whole system. So this will ensure two things. One is you remove the unwanted, and then you have allowed the wanted inside, because we don't want one dust particle to go and another dust particle to come into the same place, isn't it? So we want the right thing to come in. So we put away the unwanted and invite the wanted into the system, so that is what occupies your system. So the end of it, let us discuss how some of us felt. Okay, so all of you, please gently close your eyes. Calm yourself. Use your willpower to remove the unwanted from your system. This is the suggestion you give, that all impurities, darkness, complexities, impressions, negativity is going out of your back, from the top of the crown to the tip of the tailbone, complete back. All these impurities are going out in the form of black smoke. Visualize this and use your willpower. Keep pushing this out. I repeat the suggestion again, that all complexities, impurities, negativity, darkness is going out of the system, from the top of the crown, top of your head, to the tip of the tailbone, completely from the back. Everything is moving out as dense black smoke. Visualize this smoke and keep pushing it out of the system. Continue this process till I give the next suggestion, and please do not open your eyes. continue this cleaning process and slowly accelerate the process now. Let there be an acceleration to this cleaning now. I repeat the suggestion again that all darkness, impurities, negativity are going out from the back as dense black smoke. Keep pushing it out of the system. As you push out negativity from the back, let us take the second part of the suggestion where we allow the divine light from the front as bright white light to enter you and fill the entire system. Let us fill the entire system with this positive divine light into our system, and let the negativity part of it continue to leave the body from the back. Let this process happen simultaneously. As you allow the divine light to enter in, let the negativity leave you from the back. Let's continue this for a few more minutes. Complete. Take the thought that cleaning is complete, and slowly, gradually, open your eyes. Take a minute or two slowly to come back. One or two of you can share how you felt. This is called heartfulness cleaning technique. Is anybody interested in sharing how they felt?
Okay, I'll share.
Yes.
Nisha here. I'm into psychosomatic work already, but yeah, it was a very different experience when somebody else is guiding you and when you go through the process. It's beautifully done. And initially, really, the fumes were coming out from my backside, and slowly I found my whole skull is becoming blue and pink. As the fumes were going out, I started seeing my skull in, with all pink and blue color. And then when you said ki now white light is entering your body, the bluish and pinkish color were really glowing like anything, and my aura started growing, and it was very pleasant feeling inside. And yes, when you said ki now you are fully clean, I saw my full body with a white shining light. It was like shower of white light. So it was really beautiful experience. Thank you so much. Divine gratitude.
Thank you for sharing your experience. Anyone else who wants to share?
Yes. Yeah, Dr. Renu.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Jay Lakshmi here. I'm from Hyderabad. Actually, I underwent a tumor operation in way back 2008. And 2019, again, I had and it's an extrusion. It was a huge lump on my head. And both the surgeries were done, a gap of 10 years almost. But then now when you said all that negativity or anything that you want to let it go, the thing is, when I have to again recheck with the hospital for because the inside tumor is growing. It's called adenoma. I think you're a doctor, so you must be knowing these well. It's all because of gynec reasons. I think this was actually there. So already I'm doing a lot of meditation and art of living yoga and all that. But when you asked me, I said no more surgeries. I cannot take any more surgery. I will let go this lump or whatever is growing inside. So let it go from my spine out, actually. So I could only hear you tell that. I closed my eyes and I was giving affirmation that it is going to go, it's going, it's flowing out. I could only feel a sense that something is going out. What is that? Feeling? I really don't know. I never saw any color or anything. But then, yep, uh, I felt some energy getting back to my brain again.
Do
And
you
you
feel
said
light?
now you can open your eyes. Yeah, sorry.
Do you feel light?
Yeah, feel very light. In fact, very light, very light. Hopefully, no more surgeries. That's what.
That the treating doctors can take a call. You do your bit and
Yes.
wait for the outcome, because everything is a process, everything takes
Yes.
time. Allow doctors to decide what is to be done, but your effort in that direction should never stop.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Renu.
Yeah, someone else also wanted to share.
Yeah, so
Satya.
this is Satya, Dr. Renu.
Yes.
In fact, the moment you started saying, like, so it took me back almost 15 years back when my wife was carrying the first child. I think it was, she was 7 months pregnant that time. So we were advised by somebody, like, why don't you try this transcendental meditation, which will actually help both you and your wife to, mentally prepare the child even if before it is born. So we started going for that. And in fact, I could see that difference in my, that my son behavior, and right from his, he's a calm guy. So that I could recollect, it was a guided meditation, we call that time transcendental. And then, when after 4.5 years, we went through something called Art of Living, the Sudarsana Kriya we learned. So again, we both learned it. And in fact, it is a coincidence that she's sitting next to me here. So we again started this also with you. It's like even though I practice it regularly, but off late I just missed out because of, as you call it, like a professional and personal stress. And whenever we were in trouble, somebody, we always throw some light like this, and it actually regenerates the whole system. If I could say, like, I have seen a lot of losses during last 1.5 week, where my couple of aunts passed away, and my friend's mother, my friend is critical, my sister's husband passed away. So all this I went through last 10 days. Okay, so to keep yourself up and running, it is always difficult in these kind of situations. But when you started doing this guided meditation again, I felt that, for the third time, I'm getting something from the external force, which is driving me to get to myself again. So it was like, I was just remembering all those things, and I was just trying to let go this stress, so that, I can pick myself up and just focus on what is positive in these tough times.
Yes.
So I should thank, first of all, Ramesh sir, to bringing this session for all of us. Definitely, I will definitely take whatever you said. I'll definitely try to practice. And thanks for, you were like an angel who was actually guiding in a, I couldn't express it actually. So it was too good. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you. See, we cannot fill a vessel which is already full. So if we want something positive, the one which is already full, unwanted, has to be removed out of the system. Then the wanted can be filled in easily. So it's a must to do this heartfulness cleaning before meditation, because you cannot fill in. What do you fill a vessel which is already full? So in heartfulness, we stress a lot on this cleaning technique. You can look at a lot of videos on YouTube, or if you just type heartfulness cleaning, there are multiple videos that you can see how it is done. There is a representation. There are these videos made with graphics for you to give you a better understanding and clearer picture. You can and see here. I would like to say another thing. Now you did it yourself. The cleaning was done by yourself. What if somebody? It's like you are learning cooking, so you are trying to cook now. If you have an expert cook next to you who will guide you into those final aspects to make you a very good cook, and you get a helping hand, wouldn't that be better? That is, those are people we call as trainers in heartfulness. Everything is done free of cost. That's something I want all of you all to know. We have trainers worldwide. So anybody interested, this cleaning what you did, we have trainers who will do it on you. You just sit with your eyes closed. They will work on you to clean you because they have been doing from many years. They have more experience and better techniques to work. So it makes your own cleaning process much more faster, easier, effective.
I'm in already.
Yes. So yeah, I will put my number on the chat box, and anybody can connect with me through message, please, because I will connect you to our trainers who are near you. Some of you can connect with me. We can connect and take more of these sessions. That will help you to go deeper and deeper within yourself and make you more and more lighter. You all can log into heartfulness.org and understand more about this organization and this system. If you type Raji, Daaji, Daji, you can also get a lot of videos from Heartfulness on YouTube video. That will help you understand the system and this approach better. So anybody can get in touch with me, but only through messages, please. I will get in touch with you if you all are interested in taking this further. And we have it worldwide. We also have it through an app. You have your friend, your relative, anywhere in the world. Now, of course, we have a virtual platform. So from anywhere to anywhere, we can do this. We are doing it virtually now. We are giving extra sittings to people who are in quarantine, isolation, because it's a very tough period for them to stay in isolation. So we are giving them extra sitting, extra backing. And their experience has been that they didn't feel the quarantine was difficult. They didn't feel the isolation was difficult, and they didn't go through any low mood or depression at all. So I think Dr. Likita has also typed in heartfulness.org. So that is the link you can look up. Now I'm open to taking any questions anybody has regarding this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess that is it with the questions. Yes, you can speak, rather you can message Dr. Renu at any point of time. Her number she'll shortly type that on the chat box.
I've already put it up.
Already put it up.
Yes.
Super wonderful. My dear friends, what we went through was something whose significance and importance today we will not realize. But as time goes by, you will see the difference in your own lives. I went through an experience about 20 years back, something similar to what Dr. Renu talked about. And those of you present in the audience today, including my good friends, S.H. Mohan and Balu, of course, and Dilip Kamdar, you have known me to be Hitler or despot, somebody who's very dominating, somebody who's not a likable person at all. Yeah, respected, feared, but not liked. Over the past 20 years, my image completely changed to that of a person who is lovable, a person who mixes around with people, a person who does not put on any airs at all. Now, all this happened because I chose. This is important. I consciously chose a different life. Now, unless you consciously make a choice, nothing happens subconsciously. The first thought is that you got to consciously think and say, I want to do this. Then only things happen around you. Otherwise, nothing comes out of the air and then gets into your mind. It doesn't. It has been a delightful evening. Dr. Renu will certainly keep troubling you individually and collectively from time to time. And
before you conclude, Rameshji, I would like to thank all of you for joining in this session in such big numbers And like I mentioned earlier, these are the advantages of having friend like Ramesh, who's got huge connect with people, and it just happens so beautifully, such big numbers. Only person like him can get people in such short notice into such huge numbers into one platform. Thank you, Ramesh, so much. And I'm always very proud of you. And I know how you maintain your connect with your friends, because I know how we both maintain our connects. How you are with me shows me how you're with everybody else. So that, I think that's what makes all the difference. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for this opportunity.
Well, I think true friendship is just that. True friendship is being there for one another in both happiness and in sorrow. Every moment. Why should it be only confined to happiness? Why should it be confined only to sorrow? Being there for a friend is actually the true meaning of friendship. Yes, you're all my true friends. Unfortunately, a lot of messages are still streaming in because of the small confusion in the beginning. A lot of people missed out. But then, of course, we have the recording, and I promise to send this recording to everybody the soonest that I can. You just have to call up people and they simply rise up to the occasion. Balu, in the past, probably the moment 3:45 happened and I couldn't log in, I don't think he must have got into so much of tension even over the birth of his son. The way he kept trying to move mountains to make sure that the connection would come through was really remarkable. Mahendran was, he was at his wit's end because he thought it would all be very smooth sailing, and all of a sudden we had a lot of challenges. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have another wonderful friend of mine, a person whom I admire very much for the never say die attitude that she's got. She's one person who is always willing to help people out. May I request Asha Jain to propose the formal vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the privilege. I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. Let me first of all start by giving glory to the Almighty God for making today's program a resounding success. My heartfelt thanks to Dr. Renu for her thought-provoking yet practical advice on banishing poverty. I owe special gratitude to Mr. Mahendran for having taken care of the technical side of today's meeting, and Mrs. Farzana for introducing Dr. Renu so well. I especially thank our well-wisher, Mr. Ramesh Batavia sir, for organizing a wonderful program. I thank all the lovely people present here for making this evening so wonderful. Once again, I thank you all for your attention. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep in touch more often, because before you know it, we'll all get called upstairs. And before that happens, we certainly should keep on meeting as often as we can. Have a wonderful evening and a wonderful life ahead. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.